had no timeouts to maybe try and get something set.
As you said, we didn't have any timeouts, and those are situations that you work on in practice. And it was one of the ones we had touched. Really trust CJ with the ball. Thought we got it into a position where we were going to get a good shot. Either he was going to get one, or he was going to kick it out, and the ball just got tipped. So it's hard to fault. And as you know, I should preface it by saying it's not just one play. But we actually executed. We didn't. Sometimes you do that, get the right result. But there was nothing. The floor was open. We had guys space. JJ was in trail, and the ball just got tipped.
And just thinking of Nikhil's performance and how he started the first half not shooting well, especially as a team not shooting well, but you guys come out and get some good looks.
And he's individually kind of, it's very obvious with him, but it was our whole team, I think we were 1 of 21 from 3. And we're better shooters than that, but we were getting great looks, and it's really easy when that happens to stop doing the things that got us those shots. You can lose your resolve to keep playing that way. That was a big topic for us, at the half. Just let's keep doing what we're doing. Eventually, we're going to make some shots, and we scored 72 points in the second half. So that as much as anything, 33 assists on 39 field goals. So that's the way we want to play. And if some of those shots go in, it's a different ball game. But I think the thing is, those are the things that are hard to control, whether the ball goes in. What we can control is the kind of shots we're getting. And we were getting great looks. I mean, we were open. Having said that, I thought it's very easy when you're not seeing the ball go in the basket, to let up, get frustrated, and it carries over in the defensive end. And that didn't happen either. Holding a team like that to what we did and just continuing to grind and play in spite of the fact that we were missing shots, gave us an opportunity to stay in the game until we did make some. So this is one of those games where, you wish you got the affirmation of a win. But I think our guys took a big step as far as, their connectivity and how we need to play. I thought we ran well, even late in the game. And a couple of shots that went in that Milwaukee shot, I thought, tip your hat. I don't know that they weren't easy shots. So, again, what we take from this is, how we play. If we continue to play that way, the scoreboard will reflect it.
What do you say to the guys at halftime when they are going through a shooting struggle like that? Because they did come out better in the second half.
Yeah, I think that it's really easy to look at the score and feel like doing something wrong. And there were a few things on the defensive end where we had some breakdowns, and those are things that, in that sense, we have guys, different defenses have different schemes. And so we'll have a chance to look at that. But more than anything, I try to convince them that what we're doing offensively is good. But when you look at the scoreboard, it doesn't feel that way. And again, so the fact that we kind of hung in there with that and then, received, confirmation that was the case by putting up, 70 points plus in the second half, I thought was really good. But I think as much as anything, it's like, don't panic and don't stop doing what you're doing, because it's working, even though the ball's not going in the basket. And I want to mention, Nikhil might be the best example of that. I thought JJ as well. JJ just continued to play. He missed a couple early that he can make, and he didn't get discouraged at all. had a big game statistically. We had a bunch of guys that, from a statistical standpoint, had good numbers, but I also thought that none of them were thinking about that when they were playing. They were connected, and those things just happen naturally when you're playing as a team and playing the way we want. And, some of those 3-point misses, we rebounded, threw it out, and missed it again. But those are really good possessions, and over time, that's one of the things that we haven't been doing as good a job of as of late is our shot quality, and that was good tonight. We got good shots.
Coach, I just wanted to ask you, you're a few months into the season here. I just wanted to ask you for your opinion about what Asa Newell is doing on defense. I don't know if injuries have changed the role that you might have had vision for him at the beginning of the season, but in the fourth quarter, I think it was, he made a couple plays.
Yeah, it's there's some minutes there, with KP being out, and those have kind of been spread at various times to Asa and Mo. Mo gives us a defensive presence with his length, dating back to guarding Brandon Ingram, guarding Giannis. There's a lot of matchups that he's unique in that respect. Jimmy Butler. Not that Asa doesn't work on defense, but clearly you guys watch the game and you see him spread out like that. He's unique. So there was a point where we felt like Asa could give us a lift, and so we played Asa and put him in the second half and, for a longer stretch. And, he's done a really good job in those situations as well. They're different players. Good thing about those two is that they really support one another too, and we have confidence in both.